our steeple. Love is our religion. Peace to the peaceful is our vision. Woked, choked, and stoked, we stand for compassion and love. We take care of our planet and the air above. Being conservative is not our way. We give it all every day. We understand what it means to be free. We believe in you, we believe in me. Together that makes us we, and we should all be free. We understand what it means to be free. We believe in you, we believe in me. Together that makes us we, and we should all be free. The 420 flower people, our collective soul is our steeple. Love is our religion. Peace to the peaceful is our vision. Woke, choked, and stoked, we stand for compassion and love. We take care of our planet and the air above. Being conservative is not our way. We give it all every day. We understand what it means to be free. We believe in you, we believe in me. Together that makes us we, and we should all be free. We understand what it means to be free. We believe in you, we believe in me. Together that makes us we, and we should all be free. Yeah, we understand what it means to be free. We believe in you, we believe in me. Together that makes us we, and we should all be free.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today on this Tuesday, April 29th. I'm in Hollywood. It's 4 p.m. here, and I am just very excited to be here with you. And I would like to bring up my wonderful co-host, the amazing, wonderful Gary.
Howdy. We
How
are
you doing,
20
Gary?
flower people.
Yes. It's so nice to be here with you and with everyone. I see you're already starting.
I like to get an early jump.
I hope everybody's doing good today.
Absolutely. In fact, it's a beautiful day today. Spring is definitely, right where we want it,
It's a beautiful day here today in California. I went out and took a walk before I came in, and I picked this rose. So, wow. Yes, it is beautiful and springy out. Yes. Hi, Kristen.
Hey, Kristen. She is just so full of positive energy, Lisa. I see her everywhere, just spreading love. She just spreads love. That's what she does, man. She's awesome.
She is.
We love you, Kristen.
You're full of positive energy, Kristen.
Yes. So good to see her. And then again, Shelly, I know she's having problems with her tablet, but hopefully her phone's working correctly. Let's see what happens.
Ooh, I hope so, Shelly. I hope you're here with us on your cell phone.
There you go. So we are the 420 flower people. We're just chilling. What's going on? What's the big story this week? What's exciting? What's new?
Well, I finally, you know how I've been wanting to watch Wicked, and I finally watched Wicked. So I can give you a little Wicked review.
Sweet. I haven't seen Wicked. but I've heard about it, and I've heard people talk about it. Now, wasn't it? We all know it's like the backstory to the Wizard of Oz between these two witches, but wasn't it also like a Broadway play or something, and then like even like a book?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a Broadway play first. Yes. I did not see it. So it was kind of fun to watch the film, not knowing the storyline. I did not know the storyline. And that it comes in two parts. So this was just the first part. There's a continuation.
They were saying something about that. They were saying that, at the end, you could tell that there's more that you need to know.
It says to be continued. So they did film both of them together. So it's probably going to come out fairly soon,
Wow. Right. In other words, right. So in other words, they probably filmed the entire thing and then, only getting half of it now. Right.
Yeah, a lot of people actually complained. They said that they didn't feel like the storyline needed two films. But, I'll have to wait to see the second one, to see how I feel about that. But I do recommend this film. I give this film a thumbs up.
Wow.
So, yes, it is.
What's going on with this film? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so it is about the two witches from The Wizard of Oz, the good witch and the bad witch. Elphaba, is that her name? Elphaba and Galinda. And, I really loved both of these girls' performances. Wow. And they worked so well together. I mean, you could tell that they got along really well. And that really made the scenes neat. But Cynthia Erivo, she played Elphaba, and she is an actress from Broadway.
And this is here, right?
Yes, she is my favorite voice right now. Beautiful voice. I just love her voice, and I love her style. I love her look. But she does so great at playing Elphaba.
Well, and the reviews are great with her too.
Pardon?
The reviews are absolutely fantastic with her acting and her voice.
They should be, yes. And Ariana Grande, she was awesome as Galinda. There you go. Oh, look at that. She's such a cutie. And I love that the storyline, the girls start out meeting each other at what is called Shiz University in Oz. And it's so interesting because, if you loved The Wizard of Oz, like I loved it. I always thought Glenda was just the epitome of perfection. She was perfect. She was just good all the way through. But it's so interesting in this, when she's younger, she's a little bit, filled with privilege, and she knows she's popular, and she's kind of a little stuck up. So it's really interesting to see that. And Elphaba is kind of loving. So in the storyline, Elphaba has a sister that is in a wheelchair. So and also she's born green. And when Elphaba is born green, her parents kind of diss her. Wow. So she has a chip on her shoulder. So it's just about these two opposite girls coming together, and I love the storyline. They have good little characters around them. I don't want to give it up, but one person who is in this that I love so much, but he wasn't in it very much, was Bowen Yang. Do you know who that is, Gary?
No.
Bowen Yang is from SNL, but he had a small part in this, so that sucked. But who I loved was Dr. Dillman, the goat, who was the professor at Shiz University, and he was so amazing. He was played by a goat, but the voice was Peter Dinklage. Am I saying his name right? Do you know who that is? Peter Dinklage. I think I do have a picture of him. He is amazing. He is a little person,
Right.
but he's that actor. He's so good. He's so deep, and his voice is so emotional. And so he does Dr. Dillman. So in the story, which I love because you know I'm a vegan, right, Gary? You know that.
Right. Sure.
In the story is all about the Wizard of Oz wants to take away the rights of the animals, and so the animals can no longer hold jobs, and they can no longer be allowed to speak. So Elphaba sides with the animals, and that's where the story, the girls really first they kind of come together, and then that divides them, and that's the story. It's great.
Right. We're going to dabble more. We are going to dabble more into this, but first, look at Bizzle 420 is in there.
Hi, KJ.
Look at that.
Pardon? Hi, Bizzle.
We're going to dabble more into Wicked.
People here.
But look at this. KJ Much is in the house.
Yeah. Thanks
Rob,
so much, you guys,
Rob
for being
Zombie.
here. Rob C. Zombie.
Wow.
Zombie.
Thank you for joining us. We are doing a Wicked movie review. So basically, what you're telling me, Lisa, is these are the Wicked Wits of the East and the West, and they're young. They know each other. They go to the same academy. They both kind of have some things to work through. Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's how it's a story of how they really come together and then come apart.
Oh wow, they come apart. Yes, that's right.
There's a prince involved. So yeah. Oh, and the other really fun thing is he's not in it a whole lot, but right there, the wizard, Jeff Goldblum plays the wizard.
So the Wizard of Oz actually makes an appearance in the movie?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, he does. And you know, we have to think back to the original Wizard of Oz. The wizard, he's not such a great guy, we have to remember, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I highly recommend it. Yes.
So are they like in the land of Oz while all this is happening? Are they?
Yes.
Okay, so it's
all in the land of Oz, and I thought when I saw it that it would be CG and it would all be, you know,
yes.
But they went to England on a whole. They built the whole set, and it's amazing. It's amazing set. It's beautiful. Yeah. Well, there you go. Like, yeah, that's all real.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that because I did look into it a little. I haven't seen the movie, but what I did hear is that because you know me, I'm not like a big CGI guy, especially when it's massive. Like when I went and saw Aquaman, I just, you know, epileptic seizure type thing. It's all CGI land. This was different. They built and went to pre-existing sites, right? And built all these extravagant sets and then use CGI to extend
and in England they already have this kind of they already have this set built up, and then they just built it up more, but they have this whole area in England that is all, you know.
And then I guess they built this train. What's this train thing all about?
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? That's the train that actually goes to the Wizard of Oz. Goes to his. Set.
It's almost like a stadium.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? It's huge. It's huge in England. Yeah.
Now, see, I like that because I like real. I like the, you know, the Godzilla in the rubber suit versus the CGI Godzilla. So when they do stuff like this for me, I really enjoy it because it makes it more epic, just like they did in these big epic movies like Cleopatra and this and that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And that's why it is that's why I love it, that it did, stay true to the old film. And what the other thing I want to say is that what I just love is if you pay attention, they drop all these Easter eggs, and it's so fun. Little things about, like Elphaba and her getting wet, and what other things? The naming of the yellow brick road.
Oh, you learn different things about.
Yes, exactly.
How the yellow brick road.
How the yellow brick road came to be.
Now, what about the Lollipop Gang? Do they mention anything about that?
You know what, Gary? They do not. The Lollipop kids, the Lollipop Gang is not in it.
I love that about the Wizards of the Lollipop Gang.
I know. They were so great, weren't they?
Maybe in part 2 we learn about the Lollipop Gang.
That's true.
Look at this set. Look at that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a little miniature. It looks like a miniature set, but it's not.
Yeah, look at that. That looks like a little miniature set too, but it's not. That's a real giant set with cranes and.
Yeah.
And this must be some type of village or something. Hey, Lisa, guess what?
What?
In about 4 minutes, it's going to be 4:20.
Oh, everybody.
So,
AJ.
Just kind of
eggs are too expensive. We need to just use potatoes now.
Yeah.
Because the eggs are too expensive. We need to have the kids paint potatoes for Easter.
Yes.
So Gary, you know how I usually just use my THC oil, but today for our 420 smoke, look what I have. I'm going to be super high in this hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are really the 420 flower people. So if you got it, get ready. Twist it up and get ready.
Please get everything ready. We're about ready to take a moment to express gratitude. That's what we call the hippie attitude.
And also in 3 minutes from now, we are going to be firing it up. And we're going to listen to the 420 song of the day. And today's 420 song is...
Thank you, EJ.
A little something you're just kind of working on. You just kind of started creating it. It's still in its infancy, right?
Okay, you guys. So every time we smoke a 420, we're going to have a song. So this song is not done. It's temporary. Please don't judge me on my vocals. It's just temporary vocals. But I never get to see Gary, and I want Gary to do some stuff on this song. And it's a song about the Indigenous California Hippie. And, I did a lot of research, right? I did a lot of research on the hippie. So we'll talk about it after.
We got 2 minutes before we play the song of the day. And yes, if it's just scratch vocals, that's fine. You'll finally lay the originals. And yeah, I'd love to lay some tracks on this. Now, you made this in GarageBand, right?
Yeah. I just I just kind of start putting things together. Yeah.
I can't wait to lay some tracks and lay some vocals on it. And you lay your original vocals, but this is going to be exciting. We go live every Tuesday. And every Tuesday at 4:20, you get the song of the day. So fire it up, because we are just about 30 seconds away from the song of the day. Isn't that nice? So let's go over here.
So this song is called Indigenous California Hippie. And it's just about the history, the deep, deep, emotional history of the hippie.
Let's do it. Fire it up. Happy 420, everyone.
Happy 420, everybody.
Song of the day.
Indigenous California hippie, peacefully high. loving with their long hair flowing. They run in tribes. The Indigenous California Hippie. The Indigenous California Hippie. The Indigenous California Hippie. The Indigenous California Hippie. The males don't do anything except harvest their own marijuana. They may sometimes make music, but the females are much better at that. The Indigenous California Hippie. The Indigenous California Hippie. The Indigenous California Hippie. The Indigenous California Hippie. The females do all of the work, have sex with everyone. In fact, the males are only good for sex. The Indigenous California Hippie. The Indigenous California
Ow!
Hippie. The Indigenous California Hippie. The Indigenous California Hippie.
Nice. Nice. I'm not sure
I
if
thought maybe you could do the vocals. Listen, I thought maybe you could do the vocals and, bump up the part where, the males are only good for sex.
right. And growing the weed.
Okay, you guys, that was a joke. But I do want Gary to do this joke song with me. I think it would be funny.
It'll be awesome. I can't wait.
You could put some extra, additional guitar and additional,
Right.
and I think it would be funny. It would be like, I want to do so I'm trying to talk Gary into doing like this duo, like a SNL duo thing with me. And I think my name would be like Sunny Daze, Daze. And I'm trying to think of a good name for Gary, but I can only think of Benny. So if you guys can think of a good hippie name for Gary. But I want us to be like this traveling duo that we go to elementary schools and we teach them about the California hippie, the Indigenous California hippie. And we have all these completely inappropriate songs.
Right.
What do you think, Gary?
Yeah. All the men are good for is growing the weed, and all the women are good for is smoking all the weed.
I love it. That's terrific. That's terrific. Yes.
But the 420 song of the day, that was absolutely a blast. Can't wait till next Tuesday to find out what the 420 song is.
It'll be a real one, okay? Or a video or something, but we always have a something 420 when we do our 420 share.
Well,
Because that's what it's all about, us coming together and, sharing a moment, us flower people, us hippies. But the other thing I forgot to say, the main reason why I wrote that funny song just a couple days ago is because on Facebook, a girl that I used to know, she's a really conservative, right? She is my friend, but we don't really talk that much. But I put something on my Facebook about me being a hippie, and she wrote me a message saying, you should never try to brand yourself as a hippie because the male hit, like she had to say, the male hippies only grow marijuana, and the female hippies only have sex with everyone. And I laughed so hard.
What a nice person you have.
I mean, I was crying. I laughed so hard. And I sent her a bunch of laughy emojis, and she didn't send me anything back.
Oh, man. Yeah. Facebook's, there's a lot of champions on Facebook, but that's what kind of
conservative people don't like me.
So that was your inspiration, right?
What?
That was your inspiration.
That was my inspiration because it made me laugh so much that, you know, what I'm feeling good about is that I'm getting back into my comedy. There for a while, I was just, I don't know what happened to me, but like the last couple months, I've been just like, I don't know, like frozen with my comedy. Now I'm feeling it again, so that's good.
Yeah, we know how brutal stand-up can be, you know. It's
right, or even like doing, you know, skits. That's you know.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take time to get over here and check out who is hanging out with us.
Let's do that.
Once again, Shelley, thanks for hanging out. Looks like your phone's working. Hallelujah. We're glad to hear.
Shelley, that's good. That's good.
And then, of course,
thank you, Kristen. I hope that's laughy on the song.
Yes. And
see, I told you I was going to do a girl song for us.
Kristen says new moon energy.
Okay.
Good. I love it.
What does that mean? Does that mean I should maybe like, you know, that mean that there's good energy around me and if I try something, I'll succeed? Finally.
Let's say hello to, does that say EJ Trills?
Yeah.
She said, I had come to see you, beautiful ass. You still got it.
Now, I'm just going to take that, but she might probably be talking to Gary, but I'm going to take it.
She's talking about you, not me. I'm not beautiful. I'm a melted candle. And look at KJ Much, Bizzle 420.
Yeah, I'm. That's so nice. Everyone's here. That's so cool.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. We're here actually live and in person every Tuesday at 4:00 Pacific. We do our little 420 get high thing, and other than that, we're off creating. So there's a lot of good stuff to come. There's a bunch of episodes. Probably I consider it to be season 1 of Farby coming out over the next month or two, right? Episode 1, episode 2.
So I have this comedy series that I do, and I was kind of stupid, actually, I feel now, to just make it its own channel. Because, you know, Farby, she's like so lonely over there, and I'm trying to get monetized, so I've been just staying on my Lisa Noel. And I think I'm gonna move that girl on over to my Lisa Noel. So then Gary, I was looking at my first couple episodes, and I think I might even maybe even do a little, you know, editing, you know, because that was a little while ago. And then, you know, lead up to, I recently did an episode with Gary. And I'm so right now it's episode 7, but I might combine some of those. So maybe sooner that we could see.
But you're going to be officially releasing them on the Lisa No channel soon, right? You're going to be officially releasing them on the Lisa Noel channel, right?
Yes,
soon.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that, but I'm trying to get to that. Yes, I'm going to take all my Farby and put it on my Lisa Noel. Yeah.
Well, let's see who else is out here with us. We got KJ Much, EJ Trills, Bizzle 420, and then, of course, your lovely, lovely moderators, Shelley Michelle Morrison. In fact, if anyone's interested in becoming part of your Patreon and help keep this Farby train running, please feel free to join Lisa's Patreon. The links are in the description box.
Thank you,
At least
Gary.
they should be.
I get all
The
shy.
moderators can put it up. And then also Kristen Kruger is also another one of our lovely 420.
Yeah, Kristen is so cool. She's definitely a flower woman, flower power woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like that song, that 420 song is really catchy though, man. Because just like,
really, do you like it?
We're all free to be who we want to be, man. You know.
That's and the other songs are more like that, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what it being a flower person is all about, really.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so we're gonna shift.
We're all different, man.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Exactly. Know? We're all who we want to be, just like the song says. I love that.
You know,
song.
the interesting thing is, you know, I do get a lot of flack from conservatives.
Well,
not here.
I mean, it's par for the course. I mean, you know.
But I think it's just
standard issue. You know,
they need to get out of the box. I think they look at us hippie people, and they see that we're happy and we're open, and we're living life.
Right.
And we're all different, but we're all, you know, about peace and love. You know.
Right. And how could you get mad at someone for being happy?
Kind of are in a box, and I wish we could just all be out of the box.
Well, that's what we're doing here. We are.
But the thing is, I have to say, that's the thing about being a hippie is we do let everyone be who they are, and that's the thing, man. If you want to really be conservative, that's cool, and we're like totally with you and totally love you. And we want everybody to just, you know, basically, I think hippies are like, you know, we don't really dwell on what you're doing, but we do dwell on how you're doing. Nice. We're not going to come up to you and be like, what are you doing? We're going to come up to you and be like, how are you doing? Because we are here for you. Yeah. And that's what I think a true hippie is. Yeah. You know, I was used to joke before. I hope someone didn't come in and be like, oh my God.
My parents were actual gypsies, descendants from the vaudeville era, where you traveled by coach and did vaudeville and sold snake oil and, you know, had a good time.
Wow, Gary, that's a rich history, actually.
Well, because out here in, you know, California before, you know, the tech boom in the late 70s. So, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years earlier, it was just beautiful, nothing but orchard. Cherries, apples, every fruit, apricots, everything you can ever imagine. And people were able, believe it or not, to just live off that. They lived off the land and they traveled and they just ate the fruit and, you know, anyway. Gypsy, hipsy, right?
Yeah, gypsy soul, baby.
Okay, I'm going to flip the script on you. I want to talk about the Oscars because we did the Wicked review. Now, at the Oscars, wasn't there a movie that just won all the awards or something?
Well, there is, and it was an independent film too. It was ANORA. Have you seen it, Gary?
No, I haven't at all. I haven't even heard of it.
ANORA.
Can you believe that? I haven't even heard of it, Lisa.
Yeah. So this girl right here, Mikey Madison, won the Oscar for the best actress.
Okay.
In ANORA, and I saw that. I have recently seen ANORA.
And that's her name.
What I say about ANORA? Go ahead.
That's the name of the movie, is the name of the character?
The name, yes, that is the name of the character. And first, before I say anything about it, I give this movie a thumbs up. I
Okay,
loved
I
it.
can't wait to find out what it's about.
Loved it. It's about a stripper and an
Oh, I'm
escort.
liking that. All right.
So this is ANORA, but she doesn't like anyone to call her ANORA. Call her Annie. She goes by Annie. And that's really important because in the end, it's just, I fell in love with this movie at the end of the movie. I was that last 1 minute. I knew she won the Oscar, and so I wanted to see this film. So I wanted to see, why she won the Oscar over Demi Moore. Okay, I wanted to see that. There you go.
How long ago was the
Best
Oscar?
screenplay. Look at that. Best actor, best actress, best director, best original screenplay. It was an independent film.
So that was just this year, a couple months ago or something?
Yeah, that's this year. So the film is she's a 23-year-old in New Jersey, a 23-year-old stripper, and sometimes escort. The beginning of the film, I just thought it rocked with reality, and I loved the directing because the beginning of the film, they show ANORA at work.
Yeah.
And actually, they have this one scene where she's like standing in the strip club and she's smoking this. She's looking around for the next fucking prospect. But they have the camera at this one point. All the girls are doing lap dances, and they have the camera, and it goes and it just scans down, and they're all squished together. Like it really is. And they pan across, and all the girls are doing lap dances, and it was pretty.
It looks really cool.
But then it gets, into, so ANORA is a romantic comedy. But, and I don't usually love romantic comedies, but I really did love this film.
Well, like you said, too, it won a bunch of Oscars, right?
Yeah. It won,
she's just a stripper.
No. So this is what happened. It's it's one of those Cinderella stories, kind of. She is a stripper. Then she talks a little bit of Russian because her grandma was Russian. So a Russian oligarch, young 21-year-old Russian oligarch with some of his friends come into the strip club, and they happen to ask the manager to point out someone who could talk to him in Russian. And so they get ANORA, and these two, there you go. They get together, and on a fly-by night, they go to Vegas and they get married. And then his really rich parents find out about the marriage, and they're like, oh, hell no.
Oh, man.
And they are in Russia, so they call a priest who takes care of the house and everything. And he gets a couple thugs, and they go and try to round them up to force them to get a divorce. And that's what the movie is about. Yeah.
Okay, so
it just sounds like you're like, but it's good. And the reason that she was really good in it, but I'll tell you, I think the reason that she won the Oscar is for that last 1 minute of the film. That last 1 minute of the film is awesome. And it takes you off guard. And I also think that the director, it was Sean Baker, if you know who he is. He does a lot of independent films, but go way back, and he did The American Werewolf in London. So he's been around for a while, but after that, he just did independent films, and all his independent films are about sex workers. So then now he's at ANORA, so he got everything right. He got everything right.
So the sex worker finds Prince Charming.
What?
The sex worker finds Prince Charming?
Yeah,
Even
but
though
then
she's
it
a sex
doesn't
worker?
go so well. You
Love
know,
it.
it doesn't go so well. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
And
yeah,
then,
so I recommend both those films, Anora and Wicked. So Wicked, I only paid I paid $6 to rent Wicked, and then Anora was free on something. I can't remember which one. You know, you just
yeah.
gotta look around, and then you just gotta see where you can find them. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely going to look for the Sonora movie because,
and
like I
you
said,
know,
I
if
don't
you
know.
weren't here,
I've never even heard of it, and it looks like a lot of new faces too, right?
so Mikey Madison is a new face, but so the last thing that she's really I'm so happy for her because the last thing she did, it was she didn't have any words, but a big impact. She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with
I
Brad
love,
Pitt,
I
and
love
that
that.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was about the Manson family, and
Oh,
so
she was
she
in
played
that.
well, yeah, and so she played just one of the Manson girls at the very end in the
Yeah,
pool scene.
yeah,
So she got all crazy, and that probably helped her get um, audition for this one. You
yeah.
know,
That's where I'd seen her.
so
Yes.
yeah,
Wow, that's awesome.
so yeah, yeah.
So you definitely recommend both of these movies,
I
right?
definitely recommend both of these movies, Wicked and Anora. And if you weren't here before, like a couple times before, I highly recommended Substance with Demi Moore, and she was up for an Oscar.
Yeah, we did that on a stream
She lost
for the
to Mike.
Substance movie. Yeah, that's
Yeah, the
awesome.
Substance movie is really good, and that was also a independent film. Like who said,
Yeah,
independent films can definitely be amazing.
I'm.
Absolutely, Kristen. I think that that's why the Oscars and Hollywood is really noticing that, and it's also a better moneymaker. If you know, I mean, if you're going to spend 200, I would say $100 million on a film, look at you have to make all that money back. So independent films, I think, are like getting a thumbs up in Hollywood right now because you know we're having problems in Hollywood. You know,
Yeah.
things are kind of tough. You know, people are going other places to shoot, so we are losing all the business here in Hollywood, and it sucks.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. And not only that, I notice a big difference in, and maybe I'm wrong, but just the quality, the angles from these, like, uh, you know, Netflix and Prime, and you go watch all these things that are produced by them series, not just reruns that they're playing of different stuff. It's a lot different than the actual Hollywood Lionsgate films, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
but
can
they
tell they're making them
do.
a lot less expensive,
Um,
making the stuff
I
that
think
doesn't
they are
cost
now.
much.
I think they are now. Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. To be honest with you, I think it's a good thing because then you spread the money around, and you can make more films. You can hire more people. You can, you know, write many more films about different subjects, and
Yeah,
you know, I found it interesting that they kind of snubbed the big those kind of big films this year, like um, Denzel Washington in I'm sorry, what is that Spartacus? I hate those guys. The Spartacus one or whatever, you know that he was up and he didn't win anything.
yeah.
So, does somebody know what that movie was called with Denzel Washington? The
I love
uh,
Denzel.
this last year with the Roman thing. I keep calling it Spartacus in my head, and I know it's not Spartacus.
I'd love to do
Take another hit, Lisa.
I love Denzel Washington. I'd love to do like a Denzel marathon. You know, so many
I
killer
worked with
movies.
Denzel.
Nice. I think my
He's
favorite movie of his is a movie called Fences. He's not cool.
he's not cool, but I do like his acting.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you seen that movie Fences? Where he plays like a 1940s trash working for the
Oh, is that from a
he's
play?
a trash man, in the 40s in Detroit or something.
No, I would like to see that. I think that's from a play.
The acting is just superb. He's just like a major alcoholic, total alpha male.
He's a really good actor.
The stereotypes, the message, everything is just a great movie. But anyway, speaking of that, I think it's all about like branding, right? When it comes to whether it's your channel or a movie or something, branding is very important to brand yourself.
Branding
correctly.
is so important. And that's why I think that I laughed so hard when that conservative woman sent me that text about hippies. I mean, that's so stereotypical. I don't think that that's the brand of the hippie, number one. I mean, to me, the brand of the hippie is, oh my God, fighting for the truth with peace and love and nonviolence. I mean, what did the hippie give us? Civil rights, women's rights, sexual revolution,
absolutely,
free expression, LGBTQ plus rights.
Absolutely.
They fought against wars. They fought for preserving the planet.
I mean, how could you go wrong with not wanting to support stuff like that? Anything that's spreading love into the universe is, hey, it's, to me, it's real simple, man. It's either negative or positive. So if it's something negative, man, of course I'm not going to support that. If it's something positive, I'm definitely going to support it.
Right. So I think branding is very important. I want to really fast, Kristen, thank you. It is Gladiator. Gladiator was a very expensive film to make. And so, it didn't really win the awards that I think it expected to win. But it was expensive to make. Yeah.
Look, Fab Daddy's in the house. He's
Fab
a NorCal
Dad.
hippie redneck. Howdy.
No, Northern California. You're a California person.
And that's what's so nice. It's just that, that same theme, Lisa. You get to be who you want to be. Just like the song says,
Yeah. I believe in that.
We all get to be who we want to be. In fact, I want to smoke some weed. So I'm going to do that because that makes me happy. But yes, the branding is important. One thing I got to thank you for is for the last, 4 years has it been? You've always allowed me to use your brand, your image on my Camp G May in my videos because they're all originals. It's not like I'm making, Groove Trek, all kinds of cool stuff that you've allowed me to use and incorporate some of your branding into Camp G May, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Well, that's really nice of you to say. I love working with you, and that's how I see it, man.
Right. Well, where else can you get a Hollywood actor with a big joint in her mouth that you get to use for your backdrop on your show, right?
To act rebellious, I guess you're right. I should smoke with the joint. It looks more rebellious, doesn't it?
Yes. I'm very grateful to you for being in California and recreational marijuana is legal. You walk in just like you walk into a 7-Eleven, ding dong, give me one of those, 2 of these, 3 of these, and they'll even deliver it to your front door.
That's how I get delivery. So, but when I go into the pot shops, and it's kind of funny because now we call them pot shops, because before they were just, you had to have a medical marijuana license. Do you remember that? And we used to call them dispensaries. Do you remember that?
It was a dispensary.
And that was the wild, wild west, man. We would go in there and you know, you weren't supposed to smoke there, but then they would like take you in the back and you would do dabs. And I remember the first time I did a dab, I was on the floor. I was like, oh my God.
I've never done a dab. I've never done a dab.
What?
I've never smoked wax. I've never done a dab. I've never done any of that. I've been smoking flower for almost, I'm going to be in the Guinness. It won't be long before I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records. Okay. I'm coming up on half of a century, Lisa, of smoking weed.
Yeah. I'm not even, I can't keep track like that. I would just be like, what?
That's 50
but,
years.
I think maybe I was just born. I just always smoked.
Yeah. You know, what gets me is like, there were a couple times where, you know, since I grow my own, sometimes if I run out before my next harvest is ready, I go to the cannabis club, right?
Yes.
And they're all, oh man, wow, I want some hash. This is going to be great, right? I'm going to get some hash. And I go and I get home and it's powder. It's not keef. They called it hash, but it's just weird. It's just like powder, weird powder stuff.
That's not good. That's not good.
No, and then I go back down and I said, hey man, you got any that are like, you know, like Afghanistan hash, where it's just like a chunk, a bar, like a candy bar of hash. And then the guy sells me on it because we fill through the package. It's hard. But when I get home, it's a plastic thing and you open it up and it's powder. I cannot get the actual hash brick.
Maybe it's something with that, because I don't really smoke hash because I feel like hash is, it's kind of makes me, it's not clean enough for me.
Right.
Like if it kind of gives me too much smoke in there. But if I was going to the if I was taking Gary to the pot shop, I would take Gary to the pot shop. I would have Gary get some crumble. And because then you could take a bong hit and you could put just a little bit of crumble on top. And
but it's more crumbly than it is powdery.
No. Crumble is like wax. It is wax, but it's just very clean way of doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, and you take a little thing, so it's all kind of crumbly. It's not like all in a blobbery blob. And then you put it on top of weed.
Man, I'm telling you.
Oh my God, you guys! I am like, I am like teaching Gary about weed.
Well, no, not. Hey, put it this way.
Not weed.
Hey,
crumble is way different.
When it comes to organic flower, that's me, baby. Okay, and on top of that, even before there were cannabis clubs, I'm not that far from Humboldt County, so I got a lot of friends, and I haven't seen it in a long time, but you get those vials of oils, hash oil, and you dip your paper in it and you roll your joint and then you put a couple drops in the weed. You ever do that with the oils?
Absolutely. And crumble's kind of like that.
Yeah.
You can put crumble in your joint.
And it just makes it burn forever too, because it's got oils on it, you know.
Thanks, Fab Daddy. But yeah, I am super weird.
Right.
I'm totally weird.
Well, I'll tell you what. I like that idea we were talking about too down the road this summer. You going down to some clubs and shit and hitting the street as a roving reporter. I'll stay back here at camp and we'll send you out in the field to see what's happening on some of these clubs on Saturday night.
I absolutely do love to talk to all kinds of people, and that's why I have, you know, encountered so many weird things on Facebook, because I'm like super open. Like if you're a Trumpster, I'm like, let's have a conversation.
Right.
But now it never turns out well. Like this one guy, and it just kind of ended, and he just kept sending I poop emoji on your face. I poop emoji on your face.
Right.
I'm like, dude, that's so mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, there's no doubt that there's a
But I would love to go on the street, especially in Hollywood, because there's some fun
yeah.
people that maybe
Wouldn't that be
would talk.
hot? And like ask people like the same question. You get the different responses from each person. Just ask them like a simple question. I saw one guy do it. He walks up to girls and he's like, "Hey, would you date me?" Right? And you see all these different walks of life of women, and they're all, "No, I wouldn't." He's like, "Why?" It wasn't a bad thing.
No, I wouldn't.
It was a funny thing because they're all, "Oh, you're just not my type," or and he was rolling with it. But I'm not saying for you to do that question. I'm just saying that
Right.
there's so many different avenues to go,
There's so many
out on the
different,
street, right? Asking like a simple question to all walks of life. So
yeah. So Fab Daddy, well, really, you would come on my thing and defend Trump? You silly.
I love that. Plus, we're here to spread love into the universe and joy and kind of get away from.
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, it's okay to talk about anything here. Actually,
sure.
That's
absolutely.
good,
that's good.
That's
my professor said you never want to put a lid on boiling water. So if someone wants to talk about something, you don't want to put a lid on it. You know what I mean? That's
true. Yeah.
But Lisa, I had a great time tonight, this afternoon. So that's it. We have Flower Fest coming up this Saturday, and you're going to be co-hosting that.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, that's going to be fun, huh?
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of cool musicians. I'm not exactly sure who's playing this one.
A lot of cool musicians. Brad Example, New Emotion Soul, Mike Molino. I mean, the list goes on. Scotty Butters. In fact, Scotty Butters is going to be live in about 3 minutes. He starts at 5. So when we sign off, everyone make sure that you bop on over to Scotty Butters. He's just amazing, Lisa. He's new to the community, but he comes up on my Saturday open mic, and he was able to make really good friends with Axe and Nacho, which I'm real tight with. And
yeah, he's cool.
They're just exploding. They're both out there jamming all the time, and just drawing in the crowds, man. So
yeah,
go see Scotty Butters. When we're done, we're going to dump you over there. But for now, we're here. Fab Daddy 4 is in the house. Kristen. Anyway. And you know what?
Well, it is BS. I'm glad you said that.
And here's what I like about Fab Daddy.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Right on.
You know Cheryl, don't you? Gary?
I don't think I had the pleasure of meeting Cheryl yet.
Cheryl and the cats, right? She's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from my page. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for being here, Cheryl. That's so nice.
Yes. I had a lot of fun on tonight's show talking about Wicked and learning about this Oscar winner this year. What I don't understand, though, Lisa, is the timing. It's like you would think that they would have, because like I have my jammies in November, because that's the end of the year. So you kind of give everyone a chance to win a jammy for that year. How could it be giving Oscars when you just got all these movies coming out this year?
I know. Don't ask me. I'm really not I've always been a little confused when they did the Oscars, and why isn't this film in this one? And yeah. So yeah.
Right, like they should have the Oscars later in the year because it gives more months of people to release stuff to get a shot at winning that Oscar, right?
Well, I'm not sure. They do take it from the year and then the last year, and then, you know what I mean, do it later. So, you know, yeah. Don't ask me. I mean, if it was my choice, you know, we would have the same universal time. We would all have the same time. So, so we could be more connected. You know what I mean? I hate that.
Cheryl says that your thumbnail is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much.
And she also says that they had a tornado warning today.
Ooh, that's scary. But that also means you had a tornado warning today. That means what did it? The time passed and you did not have a tornado? I hope that's what it means. Tornadoes are like really scary.
Right.
Isn't that what they had in the Wizard of Oz? A tornado.
I like what Fab Daddy says here. I like that he says, because I don't like him. Now, you know what I like about that? You can like and dislike whatever you want because that's what you choose. But when people say I hate something, that rubs me a little bit the wrong way because I don't hate anything. I might dislike something, but I don't hate. See what I'm saying? So kudos to Fab Daddy. He's like, I don't like it. And you have the right to like whatever you want, right?
Right. And I say kudos to Fab Daddy because he's a smart motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because
well, that's what I meant.
He's an asshole.
He didn't say, hey, I hate the guy. He was like, hey, I don't like him. And I love people that use the word like instead of hate. I love that.
You are correct on that, Gary. You are right. He's so loving. Gary is so loving. Yeah. He's always, you know,
because you're allowed to like things and not like things. That's part of being a human.
Right.
You know, I don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream. Okay. No.
Hi, Rachel. Chip. Well, you got to be crazy not to like chocolate chip ice cream, but
Richard Howard in the house. Look at that.
Look at.
She's part of
I know. I need to check out her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for popping in. So cool.
Yeah. No, and we're talking about Wizard of Oz, and she's having tornado warnings.
I know. That's what I said. I was like,
nice. She has unicorn sparkly ice cream. Straight up my alley. I love unicorns.
I know. I have a thing about unicorns. Yeah.
Mac and Pat with the unicorn tattoo inside.
Oh my God. That's
the
so
unicorn snack pack unicorn pudding.
Oh my God. I know. I remember that. That's real.
Remember that?
Yes. And I know, I remember you have a shirt that I love. It has a unicorn on it.
Couldn't believe it. I was like in a Target or a Walmart or something, you know, shopping or something. I see this unicorn snack pack pudding. It's gonna be unicorn on it. So fucking.
It's targeted to kids. Well, it just hit me like, yeah, they target the kids for everything. Mommy, it's a unicorn. I need to have this. You're like,
Wow. All right. What a good time we had today. Thank you for inviting me to be your co-host again on a wonderful, beautiful Tuesday.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being with us, you know. And
would you go ahead and let's say our goodbyes to everyone. And then we are going to go out on a video. How's that
okay.
Sound? Let me see. Now, we had some artwork that you did. The very first video that you and I ever did together that kind of started everything was Pretty in the Dark. It was a collab between me, you, and Mamsie Graham.
I know. I love that.
Maybe 5 years ago. I'm not sure, man, but.
Bye, Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, Fab Daddy. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Let's say goodbye to everyone. And you did some art. Most people don't know this, but you're also an artist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you did cool paintings. So you have a painting called The Truth About Lies. And me and Mamsie took that painting and that piece of work, and we came up with this Pretty in the Dark video. You guys ready? Let's say goodbye. KB Much, thank you for being here.
Thank you, everybody, so much for
Shelley,
being here.
Kristen, Rachel Howard, Fab Daddy. We missing anyone? Cheryl Atkinson. Who else? All of you.
Thank you so
We
much.
love you. We are the
Love you,
420 Flower
Keep
Power
the
people,
love.
and we are all pretty in the dark.
I watch my world blow apart. The shrapnel always gonna leave a mark. Tried to cure my broken heart, but couldn't do it. It was shattered from the start. And like a twisted work of art, I'm only pretty in the dark. I'm only pretty, yeah, yeah, in the dark. Never claimed to be too smart. I'd be swimming, with the sharks. My paranoia's off the charts. I'd be creeping, avoiding all the knocks. And like a twisted work of art, I'm only pretty in the dark. I'm only pretty, yeah, yeah, in the dark. You better open your eyes to see, yeah, that beauty only lies skin deep. Seems the only time you think I'm pretty, you think I'm pretty, is in the dark.